humblest of regards to the fellow members of the Alpha branch of the Utopia. And now, commencing video.
Hello everyone, my name is the one and only Silverreploid Stiali. How are you guys doing on YouTube? That's right, the Silverreploid / Ink the Link coming at you live looking fresh in the flesh on the net, stream or non-stream, and welcome back everyone to another video. Hope you guys are having a very blessed and safe Monday this far, and of course, first things first, today is Columbus Day, and of course it's also Thanksgiving in Canada. So for those who are watching this video, from those who are in Canada, happy Thanksgiving to every single one of you. I'm very thankful for every single one of you Canadians out there who come to my videos and whatnot. And yeah, with that being said, guys, let's get started with our first reaction right here, which is another episode of me reacting to some more SCP Explains videos. Now before I get started with that, I wish to take a moment to apologize for the very first episode that I recorded a few weeks ago when I was requested to react to the first episode, and of course the many other episodes in the playlist. I noticed that I was told that the volume was mighty low, so I tried to test it out before I started recording this one. Hopefully it'll balance out very well, so you guys can not only hear just my commentary, but also the video commentary at the same time, in a decent volume balance, if I'm making any sense. So yeah, I want to apologize first thing for the inconvenience this may have caused. And yeah, with that being said, hopefully this will be well balanced out now that I balanced the volumes on OBS and of course on my mic too, given that it is the highlight of volumes, if you will. Anyway guys, so hope you guys can forgive me for that, and hope you guys are able to hear the commentary on what they're saying in the story, as I also commentate on what transpires within the chapter. So with that being said, everyone, let's just go ahead and get started with our first reaction once again. This is SCP-106, The Old Man Escape. If you haven't seen my reaction to the first one, which is the Sculptor Tale, I'm going to add that video to the outro. But for now guys, let's go ahead and react to this chapter right here. Before we get to that, for those who are new to the channel, thank you all very much as always for tuning in, and of course giving the channel a very excellent glimpse. Your everlasting love and support are greatly appreciated by yours truly. Do not hesitate to like this video if you enjoyed. Leave your comments down below, and please subscribe for more content, especially by popular request with the post notifications activated. If you also want to join the membership branch on behalf of the Utopia, do not hesitate to hit the join button, review the perks that you'll receive once you join, and go from there. Also, big shout out to the members on behalf of the Utopia branch, by the way. Make sure you subscribe to SCP Explains for more explanatory stories and animations. As always guys, I'm going to add the channel in the usual areas: DCO, description, comments, and an outro. And with that being said, everyone, let us go ahead and commence our reaction to this chapter right here, The Old Man Escape. We shall see how it goes. Rolling clip now.
It's 3 a.m. and the facility is quiet. Office workers and administrators roam the halls. Security officers stand at their posts, clad in advanced tactical armor and carrying standard-issue M4 carbines. 3 Foundation employees sit at flickering monitors watching a live feed of footage from the containment cell of the infamous SCP-106, or as it's referred to by all staff, the Old Man. No Foundation personnel are permitted to travel within 60 feet of the cell for security reasons, and nobody is permitted to physically interact with the anomaly without the approval of 2/3 of O5 Command.
Right.
The observer's eyes itch and sting from hours of unending blue light exposure, but they can't look away. The Old Man.
Speaking of eye itching, I cannot get over the story of the last episode where you stare at the sculpture and something crazy just happened. It just kind of blew my mind in many angles. I couldn't even find a way to articulate how the heck I felt. You guys probably noticed how I was having the expressions and everything when I reacted to the first chapter, but we're not here to talk about that. Let's just resume the tale of the Old Man.
And is crafty. He might have the insatiable bloodlust of a hungry great white shark, but he's not mindless. He's a calculating predator, more sadistic than the worst human serial killer, and he's always searching for the next opportunity. According to the Foundation records, he's been active since at least World War II, and it's estimated that he has hundreds if not thousands of victims to his name, and many of those made simple but extremely foolish mistakes of underestimating him. After all, it only takes a few seconds of inattentiveness and the briefest moment of distraction to give him the window he needs. To do what, you ask? Oh, don't worry. You'll find out, just like they did. The Old Man has his nickname for a reason. Most of the time, he really does look exactly like that. an old man, or more specifically an old man's decaying corpse, his body covered in rotten, dark, grayish-black flesh that looks like putrid meat. Though the creature has been observed being able to change shape, the rot seems to run too deep for the old man to ever hide it. Foundation employees that have observed SCP-106 for extended periods of time have reported seeing it assume the form of grinning, decayed children and women whose rotted flesh barely hangs on their creaking bones. Just seeing the images through a video feed is enough to cause a lifetime of insomnia and other sleeping issues. Still, they have a job to do and the cameras remain fixed on the old man. He's been completely motionless for 3 months, just sitting there like a Buddhist monk in deep meditation. A novice might see this period of inactivity as a cause for celebration, but those with experience know that this is merely the calm before the storm. SCP-106 can remain in a dormant state for months at a time. Described by the Foundation scientists as a lulling state, it's believed that the old man is simply waiting for its captors to get soft, make a mistake, or simply have a momentary lapse in concentration, which is all it needs to make its move. It had happened so many times before, and it was about to happen again. One of the observers must have felt an overwhelming wave of anxiety as he saw the creature ever so slightly twitch. Just a tiny quiver in the shoulder muscles, but that was enough to tell the observer that their day had just taken a terrifying turn. He grabbed the emergency phone fixed to his desk and practically screamed into the receiver that 106 is moving, that they need a tactical team stat. But he was already too late. He and the other 2 observers stared into the monitors with their mouths agape as a gooey, rust-like substance began to pool around the creature on the floor of its cell. Slowly, the creature craned its withered neck around. Its face was fixed into a broad, yellow-toothed, lipless grin. Its eyes had the kind of dull, flat malice of an underwater predator. It looked directly into the camera, directly at them, and smiled. The observers knew this was bad. Really, really bad. With what they could have sworn was a little nod, the old man began sinking into the rusty puddle it made on the ground beneath it, until it had disappeared entirely. SCP-106 is capable of phasing through any solid surface with ease, making it one of the hardest entities to reliably contain, and earning it a spot on the dreaded Keter class, reserved for the anomalies that are complete nightmares to keep locked up. Through the years of costly research and deadly trial and error, the Foundation would later devise ways of at least slowing the creature down. It's shown to have an aversion to lead, highly complex or random physical structures, and intense bright light. None of these cause harm to the creature, as far as we know, literally nothing can, but they'll at least buy you some precious extra seconds with which to at least try and escape. Seconds the 3 observers didn't have. One of them grabbed an emergency line again and barked into it that they had lost visual on the anomaly. Just then, the observers heard a faint, crackling sound behind them and the hissing of a chemical burn. They turned in horror to see a huge rusty burn mark expanding across the wall, right next to the door, which was their only escape route. They backed as far away from the door as they could as a rotten hand began reaching out of the mass of corrosive black sludge, followed by the grinning face of SCP-106, ready to have some fun. Meanwhile, 2 heavily armed security officers, Agents Goodwin and Resnick, came charging down the corridor toward the observation rooms. It had become a bleak slogan during SCP-106 escape attempts that all you need to do is follow the screams, and that motto was proven true that night, because awful things were happening to the observation personnel. They were certainly screaming about it. Of course, even with the top-of-the-line firearms, there was little they could do to harm the rampaging old man. He seemed immune to all forms of physical damage. All they could hope to do was keep the thing distracted until the scientists and containment specialists finished the preparations to lure him back into his containment cell. Goodwin surged forward while Resnick covered his 6. Vigilance was key, as unlike a standard human combatant, SCP-106 could attack from literally any angle, including above or below. Physical obstacles were irrelevant to him, and no cover was safe. The hardened security officers could see the burn mark on the wall of the observation room as they approached. SCP-106 was perpetually coated in a thick black mucus with powerful corrosive properties that left any surfaces it touched permanently marred. Foundation scientists speculated that this mucus served as a kind of pre-digestive substance that tenderizes meat and bone alike. But to what purpose this serves is a mystery, as the old man has never been observed eating. It's postulated that the only purpose is causing additional pain. Goodwin and Resnick knew to treat this hissing sludge as a potential threat, as the corrosive properties would remain active for as much as 6 hours before finally fizzling out. The two officers shared a quiet nod before Goodwin breached the observation room door with a hard kick. The two of them surged inside, guns at the ready. In their time working at the Foundation, they'd seen some truly horrific sights. From the mutilation of D-class personnel, typically death row prison inmates brought in for use as SCP guinea pigs, to the violence and mayhem of a containment breach. But there was nothing in their past that would ever make the horrifying sight they saw in the observation room that night feel normal. All three observers were dead. Almost nothing remained of two of them, and the third, while still intact, no longer looked human. He looked like he'd somehow been dead 100 years in the brief period that the old man had been free. His skin was gray and completely dried out, and his mouth was locked into a perpetual scream. It was a massacre, but there was no sign of the old man. Goodwin grabbed his radio and whispered, "This is Goodwin in Observation Room 6, requesting immediate backup. We have no idea where this thing..." But his sentence was cut off by a sudden scream from Agent Resnick. SCP Foundation security officers are as tough as nails, the best of the best, you might say, recruited from the top military organizations in the world. So hearing one of them scream in fright is a rare, if not impossible, occurrence. But even they were forced to yell out in fear when they looked up to see the old man standing on the ceiling, grinning down at them. Resnick raised his M4 and shot a 3-round burst at center mass. SCP-106 didn't care. Even under sustained gunfire from the two security officers, it didn't flinch. The old man simply reached down and snatched Agent Resnick from the ground like it was picking an apple from a tree. The old man held Resnick in one hand and pounded its other rotten fist into the agent's body, breaking all of his bones. Resnick screamed for his partner to help him, but there was no time. Before Goodwin could do anything, SCP-106 began receding back into another slimy burn mark on the wall. Only this time, he was taking his screaming victim with him. Agent Resnick gave one more horrified scream before he was pulled backward into the inky darkness, leaving the room silent except for the burning hiss of the corrosive goo left behind. You might think this would be the end of it, but no. For poor Agent Resnick, the worst was yet to come. He was being dragged into what the SCP Foundation scientists refer to as the Old Man's Pocket Dimension, a miniature layer of reality within our own where the malicious SCP is essentially a cruel, all-powerful god. According to witness reports extracted from victims who were taken to this little nightmare realm, the dimension resembles a series of twisting, endless corridors where the old man stalks and tortures his captured victims to the breaking point, manipulating space and time to his own sadistic ends. On rare occasions, the SCP will even release its victims just for the joy of hunting, capturing, and torturing them all over again. While Agent Resnick was learning the true meaning of terror, containment specialists were mobilizing in its cell, preparing the one known, tried and true method of luring the old man back, tempting it with the prospect of causing even more suffering. In order to do this, Foundation personnel take one of the aforementioned Class D personnel and begin inducing extreme pain by breaking a major bone or slicing a tendon every 20 minutes. The victim's agonizing screams are then played over the facility's intercom, acting as bait for the pain-loving old man. The screams echo through the facility's otherwise silent halls as the mutilated corpse of Agent Resnick falls from a new scorch mark on the ceiling. The old man can hear the sounds of suffering ringing out through the air around him, and he can barely contain his excitement over the prospect of a new plaything. The snapped femurs, the torn Achilles tendons, it was all too good to miss. Having had its twisted fun with the security officers and observers, SCP-106 wandered back to its containment cell, where a new screaming victim awaited. The other security officers, containment specialists, and scientists evacuated the area, leaving the old man alone with his prey. While the unfortunate Class D was left to his fate, the rest of the staff commenced cleanup procedures, which mainly involve wiping the brown and black mucus from the walls. It would probably be at least another month before anything like this happened again, and new personnel would be transferred over to the facility to replace the fallen. All in all, just another night at the SCP Foundation.
That I want no part of whatsoever. Alright. So, the old man escape, where you have an inferior being, well, not inferior, but immortal being or something like that, where it's okay. The few facts that I cannot wrap my head around was how he uses corrosive goo to go from one room to the next, and of course bringing his victims to the pocket dimension, and the only way to lure him to find others is when they scream. And it was just a lot to take in. Like, it was just a lot to take in and process, and the way that it was executed, how the old man operates, I wouldn't just call him an old man per se. I would call him the immortal corrosion man or immortal acid man, considering how he literally summon corrosive goo no matter the surface. Like, it really got me mind blown. I don't know which one or which ones will have me mind blown when I react to more of these, but oh my god. So that right there was my reaction to SCP-106, The Old Man Escapes. Yeah. I don't know if the sculpture tale was mind-blowing or this one was mind-blowing. I don't know. Which one out of these two, which do you think was more mind-blowing, guys? Let me know down in the comment section below. At any rate, that is going to conclude the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it very much. This is quite an early Halloween treat, given that Halloween is in 2 weeks. Golly, we're getting close to that. That's gonna be. We got the next time I react to more of this. I don't know what it has in store for me when that time comes, but yeah, I think I'll actually I can wear a costume. I can wear my Genghis rugged costume to kind of like overwhelm him or any other overwhelming substance that I may encounter the next time I react to more the SCP explains. But either way, guys, that right there is going to wrap up my video, my reaction to another SCP explanatory video. I hope you guys enjoyed it very much, and if you did, as always, everyone, do not hesitate to like this video, leave your comments down below, and please subscribe for more to notifications activated. Your everlasting love and support will always be appreciated by yours truly. Make sure you subscribe to SCP Explains for more explanatory animations and such. As always, guys, I'm going to add the channel in the usual areas: DCO, description, comments, and outro. And guys, my social media, Twitch, and my song links are provided in the description of the video. If you want to commission a song made by me that you can use for your content, do not hesitate to let me know via social media, and we'll go from there. And with that being said, guys, this is me, Silverreploid CLA, signing off. I love you guys, stay fresh in the flesh and off the hook, and on behalf of Utopia, I will catch you guys in the next video. If you love music, and if you would like to partake in supporting my channel by purchasing music, please refer to my song list down below. Hey guys, Silverreploid CLA here. I want to thank all of you for watching this video. Please smash on the like button, subscribe for more content if you're new, and please turn on the push notifications. And also, please make sure you check out my other videos or any video on display and show tons of love and support for not only me, but to those who are also involved. Have a great one, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!